Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Feeling Smarter. Once again, Tim and I are together. G'day, Tim. How are you?
I'm going very well, Aaron. Happy to be in Melbourne. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yes, so we are recording before our SMSF Day event this week. And one of the topics of great interest, not only at our SMSF Day events, but also with your contribution session at the SMSF Association National Conference, was the concept of contribution reserving. And I guess it's increased or heightened level of interest because of the increase in the concessional cap from the 1st of July 2024.
Yeah, so I guess it's one of those strategies as such that from a let's call it a personal deductible contribution point of view, and I think I go to great length to sort of explain to a lot of people that it really isn't a strategy for employees because you've got your regular super guarantee contributions, but for self-employed people who are looking to potentially have higher income this year and offset that with a bit of a tax deduction, then the little bit of a boost to $30,000 means that with the exclusion of the carry forward unused amount, then someone could potentially contribute 57,500 this year and get a tax deduction and then move some of it into the new year for the contribution cap purposes.
Yeah, and naturally we have to deal with the mechanics that come with this because it's not just a straightforward process. We are in essence seeing a difference between the way in which the rules operate from an income tax point of view versus the requirements within our SIS laws about the allocation. So maybe just a bit of an explanation about the nuances that you have to work through.
Yeah, so the key thing is firstly that first and foremost, you've got to lodge your annual return for the self-managed super fund. And largely that works on a cash basis.
Yep.
So when money is received is when it needs to be treated from an income purpose and from a taxation purpose. But that also matches up with the individual element of to be able to claim a tax deduction, you must make the contribution prior to the 30th of June. So you've got the cash nature of the transaction, which is contribution must be received before the 30th of June, one for assessable income for the fund, and two for deductibility for the individual. And then you marry that with the SIS Act requirements, which is the contributions must be allocated within 28 days following the end of the month in which it's received. And that is how contributions are measured for cap purposes. Which financial year are they allocated in? So you've got the administrative process, which is receiving it in this year. And then you've got effectively the legislative compliance process, which is when's it allocated. And those processes don't go brilliantly together.
No, they don't.
But ultimately, from an administrative point of view, you've got to record everything in the current year, so the 23-24 year, and then you need to document the allocation process for reserving or putting into a contribution holding account the contribution that's made in June, and then another document to allocate that amount in July, and then a final document, which is to request of the tax office the amount to be transferred for cap purposes from the 23-24 year to the 24-25 year.
Yeah. So a couple of things that come out of that is one, you did reference the fact that there's the 28-day allocation after the month in which it's made. So it is naturally unique to SMSFs.
Yes.
And it is unique to the month of June. SMSF specifically because the tax determination in 2013 naturally got changed because APRA funds at that point had to comply with the superstream rules. So we've literally got T+3 days for APRA funds, but we haven't seen anything change on the SMSF context. And then the other thing that the ATO has been really clear about has been the fact that these are reserves that in essence can be utilised, and it is an approved strategy because they've indicated that within their regulator board and in 2018.
Yeah, correct. So they use the word reserve. They're almost loath to, and we're almost a little bit the same in that it is a holding account or a suspense account.
Yeah. How many people do you know that do financial statements would show a suspense item on the balance sheet? Not very many.
Correct. Exactly.
So so again, it comes back to making sure the powers are permitting the ability to undertake the strategy, and then making sure we got the relevant documentation in place that enables the contribution to be made and therefore held, and then allocate it out, because it's those, you do need those multiple steps.
Yeah.
And then, as you rightly said, the ability to lodge that form. So I guess the other thing here is the timing of lodging that form needs to be done when?
Well, the timing needs to be done. It ultimately can be done at any point in time once the contribution is made, but clearly there's a better process to lodge it at the same time that both the SMSF return and the member return is their individual return is being lodged, so that it's sort of clearly in the radar of the ATO processing times, as opposed to sort of being a what's this form all about, and the contributions being made if it's not another sort of 7-8 months until the super fund and personal return are lodged.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is something that we have naturally been talking about at our SMSF days, but is also a key SMSF tax planning strategy. And so this is one thing that we will be talking about in our upcoming SMSF tax planning webinar in May. So you can jump onto our website and find out more at smartersmsf.com/events. And it's not only, Tim, a 1.5-hour webinar that we deliver, but we put together our comprehensive checklist that helps explain many of these sort of strategies that you can look to employ with your SMSF clients.
Yeah, and not only do we provide the checklist, but within the checklist, we provide all of the relevant links to such things as the form required to request the ATO to defer the cap counting until the following year. So a lot of that's also incorporated into our checklist.
Yep. Well, thank you once again for joining us for this week's edition of Feeling Smarter. Look forward to sending you more smart intel in next week's video. Take care and bye for now.
See you then. Bye-bye.